Well, today we're going to be doing some knot tying. Hey, who's that guy behind me? Man, that's a good looking guy. And I will check out his show. That's the Gheenoe Guy. So if you don't know already, this guy right here. So today we're going to be talking about knots. And these are the knots that I use. So there's going to be 3 different knots that I use all the time. And I'm going to show you guys how I tie those knots. So let's stay tuned and let's see. Whoa, that's a pretty good intro. Look at that. Well, the first knot we're going to talk about is the Polymer Knot. One of the strongest knots that they make, arguably one of the strongest. And it is basically a 3-step knot, very easy to do. You just need to make sure that you have plenty of line to use this knot for. This is the way I like to do it. I first go through the eyelet one time, and then I come back through the same eyelet hole. Boom. Pull this line to make it big enough to do just a regular square type knot. And that's basically the square knot here. Loop it around. Back through, right like this. So then your big circle hole, even it doesn't have to be twisted. Big circle goes back through the hook and back up. Boom. Then you just make sure to keep that from going forward. Pull the line tight. There you go. That is your polymer knot. And then you just cut the excess here. Hopefully with a sharper pair of scissors than that. That is the polymer knot. Simple, strong, and easy. Well, most people are familiar with the clinch knot. It's a pretty common knot, but the clinch knot's really good with lighter line, and that really won't slip out. Once you start to get to heavier line, the new Improved Clinch Knot's an extra step to keep that from slipping, and I'll show you how that extra step works. Do the clinch knot, but this is the new Improved Clinch Knot, and I'll show you the difference between that. So once again, you're going to go through the eyelet. This time you're going to bring enough around, and you're going to twist it. I like to twist it around 5 times. That's 3, 4, and then 5. Back through the main circle by the eyelet. Now, if you were to pull this tight, that would be just the clinch knot right here. If you pulled this tight, that would go down and be the clinch knot. So the improved clinch knot would you go back through the circle. Boom. And then you tighten that. Obviously, if you're going to tighten any of these, I'm using braid right now, but normally you're going to use fluorocarbon or monofilament. And the reason I'm using braid is just because it's yellow and you can see it better. But you would wet this line here, pull that tight. That is the new Improved Clinch Knot. These are the 2 knots that I use the most. Once again, it's better to go ahead and get a sharper pair of scissors, but that is the new Improved Clinch Knot. Both of these knots are, they don't fail. Very rarely do I've never seen them fail. And they're both very easy to do. I prefer the clinch knot when maybe I don't have a lot of leader left. But if I have a lot of leader, I usually use the polymer knot. Well, the surgeon's knot is what I use to tie my braided line to my fluorocarbon or monofilament. And it's supposedly the strength of it is about as strong as the line without the knot, 100% is what they say. And but I usually tie it, instead of the once or twice wrap, I usually run through about 5 times. So let's see how that works. What I'm going to do is, we call this the surgeon's knot. So this is you're going to tie your braided line to your fluorocarbon or monofilament. And this is why you don't have to use a swivel. It's going to be tying it straight to it. So you want to go ahead and take as much braid. I usually keep the leader close like this, and you don't have to have much of that, but the braid will be over here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make a circle right here, and then you're going to go through this circle several times. 1, once again, 5 times probably would be your best. 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to go 5. So once you go through 5, you have it something looking like this. All right, so now you've gone through 5 times. So now you're going to pull that knot tight. And so sometimes when you pull it, then you tighten the other lines by itself. Now what you can do with this too is wet it a little bit. Pull it really tight. Pull both of the main lines before you, these excess line, pull them tight. Then you're just going to trim them. And there you have it. There's the surgeon's knot that ties your leader line. Super strong knot. Once again, this one has not failed me. Well, thanks for watching this episode of the Gheenoe Guy. What are we on? We on a fish back here. We on a fish. Okay. Well, if you haven't watched that episode yet, that was my last episode. Me and B going out and catching some fish. But, you know, make sure you check out the other videos that we have. And I want to say thanks for everybody watching the Gheenoe Guy. Hopefully you learned some things with some knots. If you already know it though, most likely you do. I just appreciate you watching.